was energy based, and it was an invisible world which we can make visible by seeing the effects it does in measurements, okay? Because we can only measure to a certain point because we have this limited bandwidth, but we can measure more than a lot of people think, so we can actually show and prove the unseen worlds, and in physics it's the normal kind of thing to work with it. But in biochemics and in healing and in medicine it's all rubbish, while it's the same information based evidence, okay? So yes, evidence is tampered with, researches have been suppressed, research results have been clinically changed, a lot of stuff going on to make sure that some very powerful people can have their invoices flowing, can have the money coming in. Because, to be honest, we have paradise in this world if we open our eyes to it, and if we have more consciousness, but it's not going to be supported from the regular press outings. That's what I found out. It's always supporting the evidence, which I found out was basically just a lie. And I believed it because I believed the textbooks were real. I believed the news about important events was always real. Like the most normal people, I believe what I'm being fed. But if you're being fed with lies, and I'm now fed up with lies, then you see something is changing when you see the actual proof of the opposite. And especially with vaccines, it's a very money-based, powerful-based industry leading the vaccine stimulation, and people are just being lied to. And biochemically they're being lied to. We don't need healing medicine in the form of pills, needles, vaccines. We can just have electromagnetic transfer of healing capabilities and probabilities of the matter which we know is healing or contributing to health. And the reverse. We can have very, is that the word, debilitating? Debilitating diseases, chronic diseases, autoimmune diseases, often being produced after vaccines, not released or helped by. These diseases and AIDS and cancer can actually be changed back in the status bioenergetically before the disease was being caused by whatever agent. And it's an amazing lie, and it's amazing ethically, it's so unethically, it's irresponsible, it's amazing that this is still happening, because it's about our birthright, which is health, a great environment, a great world, a free world of all kind of stuff, free energy. We don't need to exploit Mother Earth. If you combine all this together, it's a scenario you can't believe, and that's why I'm putting all this information out, because the more people realize that it's all information and frequency based, the more people will actually find out the truth about vaccines, about medicine, about crop circles, about the multidimensional world, about the holographic world, and even the truth about what someone else might call a great craziness, but extraterrestrial presence.
Okay, well, on that note, you know, talking about the crop circles potentially coming from another level and the extraterrestrials, you know, what would be your experience in that area? There's a lot of people who are obviously very skeptical. They want to see the proof, they want to actually see it before they believe it, which is logical. That's how we've been raised and conditioned to only perceive things through five senses.
Yeah.
But there are many people now I'm coming across who are in contact with extraterrestrials that they cannot see. So I'd like to talk a little bit about that, if we could.
Yeah. Well, I think it's the same argument. The crazy thing is, it's like scientific paradigms in general, and human conditioning, and not wanting to believe psychologically, because the same thing which happens for science is the same protective mechanism which goes in the brain of people who are not in a position to believe something, or really don't want to believe something, or up to something. Because in science, well, you know this story, we had a flat world. We all knew that. And if you would go with a boat, it's going to be suicide, because you would kill yourself, okay? Until one person did, and he didn't die. Okay. And then we find out, hey, it's not heresy. It's actually heresy to call it a flat world, because now we know for sure it's a round world. Okay, realize this. You get burned, you get stakes to whatever, you get killed, saying all this heretic stuff about the real reality, because it was round, or it was not the center of the universe, or you could really feel your heart pump. The first person who said, I feel something pounding here, they thought it was crazy, okay? So it was probably the first one not feeling it, but actually daring to say that there might be something pounding here, until we knew there was a heart in the circular system. So crazy stuff has been around. Okay, now we know it's round, but I jokingly say, what if we find out these days that actually the world is a pyramid? Of course it's not. I'm not going to scare you on it, but that's the state we're in now. We are transferring to a whole different reality. And it's the same thing with the human mind. Now you know the world is round. Don't try to tell me it's not, because I call you crazy. But a few ages ago you would call me the same. You would call me crazy because I said it was round. The thing you know now is true. So I think it's the same with human consciousness. Until there is like a critical mass of proof of consciousness that it is like it is, then we accept. Then it's the 100 monkey effect, or the butterfly effect, whatever you want to call it. One small change, the butterfly effect, leads to a huge tornado somewhere in Mexico, or in New Mexico. That would suit the guys for the vaccinations better now with swine flu, I think, whatever. But it's the same with the 100 monkey.